Welcome to GospelKorea TV. Abortion looks horrible in reality. I want to show you an image, but before I do, I'd like to make it clear that this image is really graphic, so viewers' discretion is advised. And if you'd rather not see it, then please skip forward this video 10 seconds. This image is the comparison of an 8 weeks old living embryo and an aborted embryo at the same time frame. That's 2 months into pregnancy. This is not a modified image, it's real, and this is the reality of abortion, no matter how much we try to dignify it. Let's cover some facts of today's article. I'm using several different resources from ChristianConcern as my reference, which the links are provided for you in the description. There's a lot to look into in order for you to assemble the whole story, but here's what happened in a nutshell. So one of UK's MP, or a member of parliament, named Stella Creasy, proposed extreme abortion policies which allows abortion for any reason up to 28 weeks into a pregnancy. That's 7 months into a pregnancy, by the way. So in one of Stella Creasy's constituencies, called Walthamstow in London, CBR UK launched a peaceful campaign in October 2019, which consisted showing of largely printed images of what an aborted unborn baby looked like at 24th week of a pregnancy and handing out pamphlets to the people in the area. I watched their video footage and there was nothing offensive about the way they campaigned. Of course, this image they were showing, which you saw in the beginning of the video as well, was horrendous in the eyes of many people, but all CBR UK was doing was showing the reality of abortion, which is horrendous. They were freely and wisely expressing their opinion under the law, which protects their rights to the freedom of speech. Up until this point, you might have thought that this video was about anti-abortion, and the answer is both yes and no. Yes, we at Gospel Korea do not agree with the pro-abortion agenda, but no, this video goes further beyond the issue of abortion. It's about the reality of oppressed freedom of speech and evidence of how hate speech laws overwrite the freedom of speech through manipulation and confusion. So, as the campaign proceeded, some people in the vicinity of the campaign got offended by this disturbing image of aborted baby, and so has Stella Creasy, by the way. So they reported the campaigners to the authorities. They were offended by the images, so they demanded them to be taken down. But since CBR UK was fully legal to be there and show images, they refused to give in. Then an officer from the city council came to the scene and he ordered the images be taken down. CBR UK argued that it was their right to keep the images displayed. However, the officer from the city council forcefully took down the images, which later the city council actually admitted that the officer's action was unlawful. Then one of the members of CBR UK present at the scene, Christian Hacking, was issued a Community Protection Notice, or CPN. The police can issue a CPN when a person or an organization behaves unreasonably, impacting the local community's quality of life negatively. So, they believed CBR UK was behaving unreasonably, impacting the local community's quality of life negatively. The CPN banned Christian Hacking from showing large images of unborn babies in the district of Wortham Forest. And as per May 2020, Christian Hacking was planning on appealing the decision of the CPN, supported by Christian Legal Center, led by Andrea Williams. And this is the current status of this story. Now, the MP, Stella Creasy, and her supporters are allowed to express their support for abortion for any reason up to 24 weeks into a pregnancy. So, in a democracy, it only makes sense that the opposition should also receive the equal opportunity to express their opinions, more so for facts, and in this case, the image. But instead, Stella Creasy publicly launched attacks against CBR UK, urging her supporters to interrupt the campaigns held by CBR UK, and using her status as an MP to silence the truth about abortion that CBR UK has been trying to promote by instructing a ban on using the image of aborted unborn baby. Why? Because it's offensive. Therefore, you're not allowed to express it. You know, facts don't care about your feelings, even though it's offensive, even though it's hateful, but still, facts are facts. It doesn't become something else just because you don't like it. And do you see the impact that hate speech laws have against our freedom of speech? Where there are hate speech laws, there inevitably are corrupted implementations of those laws. It confuses people. It always gives false impression about equality and liberty. It's often used by liberal politicians to achieve their own political agenda. CBR UK did nothing wrong, and Christian hacking did nothing deserving of a CPN. But in this society right now, the witch hunt is on against people who oppose the liberal agenda, and they do that by silencing you while actively expressing their voices. And that's why hate speech laws can be so dangerous. And it's doubtlessly wiser that we avoid from playing with this fire that we can't control. Because accepting the ban on hate speech means you are forfeiting your freedom of speech. And once you forfeit your freedom of speech, then you are leaving the rest of your freedom in the hands of those in political power. Don't think for a second that it won't happen in Korea. Because if we neglect it, it will soon happen to us as well. Now, before we close, if you have gone through abortion sometime in your life, I just want to say that it's okay. Jesus still loves you. He still wants you to come to Him. He doesn't condemn you. He just wants to embrace you and tell you how much He loves you. He's saying, my daughter, it's okay. I forgive you and I love you. Will you give me a chance to save your life? And I urge you to take His hand and say yes to Him. It's time. Thank you for watching. Jesus loves you.